The head of an Akkadian ruler is a bronze sculpture thought to be the head of Sargon of Akkad, who was a ruler in Mesopotamia. It was created by an unknown artist in Nineveh, Iraq. This sculpture was created between 2300 and 2200 BCE in the ancient Near East. It is now located in the National Museum of Iraq. In previous times, sculptures and artworks represented divine and godly forms. This sculpture was one of the first to represent an earthly being. It shows the connection that people created between earthly rulers and the gods. This sculpture was not just a representation of what this ruler would have looked like. It was also a representation of his power as a ruler. This sculpture used to be a full-body representation of this ruler, not just a head. The sculpture was knocked over and mutilated, most likely as a political statement. It was common for the military of the conquering side to destroy artwork of their opponents, especially if they were of the ruler or represented power and strength. After the head was removed from the body of this sculpture, it was mutilated in several different ways. The most obvious is the removal of the eyes. It is thought that precious jewels once took place of the eyes and were removed because of their value. The ears of this sculpture have also been removed, the nose has been flattened, and the ends of the beard have been broken off. Because the whole head was not destroyed, it is likely that this was done on purpose. The head was left disfigured to humiliate the ruler so everyone could see. While the sculpture may have some details that were specific to this Akkadian ruler, many details were very conceptual. The curl of the beard hair and the texture of the hair on his head are both very conceptual. The eyebrows are also very unrealistic shape and very exaggerated. The long beard was a sign of wisdom and power, and the way the hair on the sculpture circles the head resembles a crown or thorns, which were also signs of power. This can be seen in the sculpture of Moses by Michelangelo. Moses was a wise and powerful man, so he is shown with horns and a long beard. Overall, this sculpture is very detailed. Texture on the hair shows individual hairs. The face looks realistic compared to many other works of art, and the skin of the face is smooth, which makes it stand out from the hair. This sculpture of the Akkadian ruler represented power and strength to its original audience. The different symbols of power within the sculpture reminded people that he was their ruler. The realisticness and detail of the sculpture also show the humanity of this leader and remind people that he is a person just like them. While the sculpture used to represent the power of the leader, the mutilation of its face has created a new meaning behind it. The destruction of the sculpture shows the defeat of this leader. He was overtaken by the opposing military, and they showed their power over him by defacing his sculpture. Because the sculpture is so closely connected to the leader himself, it is as if whatever is done to his sculpture is also done to him. The sculpture now represents defeat and the destructiveness of humans. I chose this sculpture because it is important to me and it has more than one meaning. Usually when you think about the meaning of a work of art, you think about the meaning that the artist gave to the object originally. With this sculpture, there is a meaning that was given to it by the artist, but there is also a new meaning added later on. I had never really thought about meaning being added to something later on, or the meaning of something being changed. In the case of this sculpture, the meaning was completely reversed. The sculpture was made to represent power and strength, but eventually came to represent defeat.